Welcome to the Modern Skein podcast. My name is Sharon Graff, and I'm the owner of the Modern Skein. And you might notice that our Gen Z yarn guide isn't here today.
I don't think I could be mistaken for Kaylee. I'm mistaken for a lot of things, but Kaylee is not one of them.
We'll get into that in a minute. Kaylee is off at college, and so she won't be on the podcast for a little bit, for a while. Well, she'll be in the shop a few times, but she's busy, hard at work, getting her degree finished up, and so we wish her all the best for that. But we do have a special guest on this episode of the podcast.
And thank you for having me, Sharon. I appreciate the invite.
You want to introduce yourself?
Oh, I guess I should introduce myself. For those of you who don't know, I'm Cathie. I am also known as the Diving Knitter, and I help out here occasionally at the shop, teach a few classes, help out with Red Stag doing some yarn dyeing.
Yep.
So I'm kind of part of the team, but often mistaken for just a little bit more.
Yes. So apparently, we knew it was the case at shows, because a lot of times you'll help out at a show occasionally and things like that. But yes, Cathie gets mistaken for Josh's mom.
Yes.
You won't see Josh's mom on the podcast ever. She doesn't like to be in front of a camera, which I understand. I don't think you've ever been mistaken for my mom, but my mom does come around the shop some, so I think that's
right. I don't think that mistake has ever been made.
No,
but definitely Josh's mom.
Yes, definitely Josh's mom, which is funny. But no, maybe one day we can even get my mom on here. She would be fine with it. And it might be fun, but they're on an RV trip, so that will be a while. So
traipsing around the country.
Yes, with her knitting. Don't worry. She came in like 3 times before to get yarn wound and get all prepared. So what we normally do on the podcast, Cathie, is talk about what we're wearing / finished objects.
Okay.
And y'all might notice I have a new finished object. Ta-da! So
I love it.
I finished my Stromboli tee by Caitlin Hunter. This is the Dachas sock yarn in Edinburgh Castle, and it was a fun knit. For being an all-over lace t-shirt, it really was fun. And it's really not too see-through. I had like a couple different tank tops on underneath this, and like it's not bad. You don't really see them. I mean, it's open, but it's not like crazy see-through either, which is nice. I did the sleeves to the short sleeve length, which I like. There's a pin. I need to steam that out. But yeah, I did make it 2 pattern repeats longer than what she said for my size. Before separating for the front and back. That's the only modification I did. I still only used 1.85 skeins of yarn.
It's amazing.
It really is.
The pattern is very yarn friendly.
It is. So, just under 2 skeins of yarn. Now, if I had added any more length or any more length on the sleeves, I would have broken into a 3rd ball. But, what was I going to say? I did make the smallest size, the size 1, but it has pretty generous ease built into it. It's not too oversized for me or anything. But I honestly feel like it would be pretty easy to even make smaller if you're super petite, or you were wanting to make this for like a teenager or something like that. I think it'd be pretty easy to do that.
Well, do I need to go into a whip right quick? Because
if you want to talk about your Stromboli.
I'm also knitting on the Stromboli.
Go for it, and then you can talk about what you're wearing.
So mine, one of the benefits of helping out with Red Stag Fibre is sometimes I get the option to have first choice on some of our test yarns, so this is a test colorway. But my Stromboli, I'm knitting the size 3, and I am right at the point of separating for sleeves, and I have just attached my second ball, I believe.
I'm gonna hold this up because I don't think any of that got on camera.
Yes, because I'm about to attach my third ball. I'm knitting size 3, and like Sharon, the only modifications I have made thus far is I added 3 repeats to the length for my size. The main reason for me is I like my sweaters a little bit longer than most. I don't know if it's an age thing or if it's just a me thing, but I do. And I have to agree with Sharon. The pattern is an easy lace knit, but it's very engaging and it goes very quickly. And I think that has to do with the way that the repeats are. I think the number of rows that you do before you start another repeat kind of keeps you engaged and keeps it moving along.
It keeps it moving because it's really a short pattern repeat. So it's like it's real easy to get through one. It's like, oh, I'll just do one more pattern repeat. I'll just do one more.
The lace potato chip theory.
Kind of, yeah. It's
just one more.
Here's the thing. People get really freaked out sometimes with the word lace. It's very simple lace. It's basically a knit 2 together yarn over, or a slip knit yarn over, and then the little knot stitch. That's the little, I'll say, what people are mistaking as a cable in the photographs. It's not a cable.
Right.
Don't get freaked out. You don't need a cable needle. You don't need any special equipment. Nothing. It's a very simple, I don't want to give it away, but like a slip over kind of a stitch. So it's very easy with a yarn over because it's easy.
Yes.
So I highly recommend the pattern. I think it's great. And in the pattern, she does give instructions for long sleeves. If you want to do long sleeves, they would... How easy do you think it would be to taper these?
Oh, I think it would be very simple to do so. I think you could just skip the stitch in between,
and then just
the knot stitch repeats,
and then just do your decreases
gradually
down
bring
there.
them together.
Yeah, because I think hers is just a straight long sleeve, and I know that
Yes.
bothers some people. So yeah, I think it would be fairly easy to do a decrease every,
However, I will
inch
say
or
this though too, Sharon.
What?
The fact that the sleeve as it is on this pattern, even though the body of the sweater and everything is a little bit oversized, I don't think the sleeves are so oversized.
No, and honestly, I actually kind of pulled mine, which is why this is kind of sagging like that. I pulled mine out a little bit because I'm always worried that sleeves are going to be too tight on me anyway. So if I hadn't pulled it out, I think it would have just been maybe just a little bit more fitted maybe on me, which again, it's fine. It looks decent. I like it. Yeah.
Okay, so should I talk about what I'm wearing?
Yes, because we've talked about the others.
Okay, this is a simple raglan tee pattern that I took and modified because I love the beach and I love the water, and I had to experiment, and I played around with some designs and ended up with kind of trying to do a sand to sea progression. I'm so short. I have to tippy toe here so you can see the bottom of it. I used red Stag fiber, of course, cottage sock, in birch and mulligan for the sand, and then in key and lock for the water portions. And it was just a fun little thing I decided to do. Yeah. And it's been one of my favorite t-shirts to wear during the hot weather. So
you could do that to like a Tulsa tee.
Oh, 100%. The Tulsa tee, the cozy classic raglan, any of your base. And I think that's one of the good things about a basic pattern. I treat a basic pattern like a recipe when I cook. The first time around, I'll do it exactly as it's written. And then I start playing around a little bit with, well, what if I add this seasoning? What if I add that seasoning? What if I throw in this stripe? What if I throw in this color? What if I throw in a little texture? I think it gives you a fun foundation. And after having gone through it the simple way, you're so familiar with the pattern, you're not worried about the other things.
Yeah. Definitely.
Excuse me.
No worries. You got your water bottle there.
I have my trusty Surrey stickered.
She has, which I brought over because y'all haven't seen these. For Yarn Trail, we got these in. Look how cute. So this is Surrey's little sticker. She's Chief of Customer Relations. You can add this on to your order. This one's $2.50. And this fun holographic one, we've had this in the past, but we've been out for a while. You can add that to your order too. It's a fun little add-on. Maybe you just need like $2-3 to get to free shipping. It's a great little add-on to get you there. I have another finished object that you don't know about.
Okay. That I don't know about. This is scary. All right, let's see. What is it?
Technically, though, I actually have 2 other finished objects I forgot to bring that y'all haven't seen either. I will just talk about them. One, I did a real quick hipster hat. It was for Josh to send off in a trunk show. Hipster hat, y'all have seen it. It's my go-to hat pattern when I don't have a hat pattern in mind. It fits me and everyone I know very well because it's so squishy. So I knit that in Yorkshire DK Natural. And then I knit the Terra Shawl, which it is on my Ravelry page if you want to look it up. The Terra Shawl by Locatelli. It's a 2-skein DK weight shawl, really intuitive lace pattern. I'm in a lace season all of a sudden.
I think it's the hot weather.
Yeah, we need airflow in our knits. And I knit that in like 3 days. So.
Well, I have a finished object I didn't bring either because I also knit. I crocheted a sample for Red Stag that will be taken to DFW Fibre Fest.
Yes.
And so I don't have that with me either.
Well, on the note of crochet, my next finished thing is crochet. Ta-da!
I love it.
So, look how cute that is. So, I was on Instagram and saw that the gals, oh my gosh, I just lost her name.
I saw it too and I can't remember.
I just talked to her at Flock. What is her name? The lovely lady who owns Black Mountain Yarn Shop, whose name has just out of my head. Anyway, her and her team have been just cranking out these cute little half granny square bandanas. And I've seen the pattern on Ravelry. It's a free pattern. It's cute. It's done in a solid color. There's nothing to write home about it. But the ladies at Black Mountain, I can't remember, they did theirs in Spincycle. And I was like, oh, I just have to see how Spincycle crochets up because I realized I hadn't done a Spincycle crochet sample yet. How cute is this?
I love it.
It's just adorable. And so it has this little picot edge that you do. If you can chain and you can double crochet, you can do this. Very well, I guess you need to single crochet. But again, very intuitive. It's a free pattern. I think she even has a video tutorial if you're really new to it. 1 skein of Spincycle. This is the colorway Pop Click. How cute. And I like this design with the little ties because then it ties around. You don't have to worry about it.
Oh,
It
Sharon,
lays
I'm
nice.
tempted to go full on 80s here.
Okay. Yeah. So that so that's actually how it's pictured on Ravelry.
Right?
Yeah.
But you could also do it forehead.
You mean like
yes, there you
like
go.
that? Yeah, I suppose you could.
Yes.
You could do Kaylee would do this and look adorable.
Oh, of course.
She would. 'Cause
Absolutely.
She does that in the store anyway. She makes all these cute little headbands and headscarfy thingies. But I would wear it like so. Although I think it would also be really cute if you just kept going and turned this into like a bathing suit cover up.
Oh.
You know, like you did
Oh,
it
that would be
not
so
diaper
cute.
size, but you did a full size one.
Yes.
Like a little sarong. I think that'd be cute. But yeah, so we're digressing here.
Yes.
So the pattern says to go for 15 rows or your desired length. I paused again, Black Mountain Yarn Shop, because I can't remember your name. It's really bugging me. I paused the video and counted how many rows she had. I believe it was 23. And so I did 23 and then she did not do the picot edge, at least in the one that she was posting about. But I still had enough yarn to do the picot edge and to do the 2 little straps and have just a little bit of yarn left over. I didn't bring it over. But yeah, I think it's super cute.
It is cute.
So that is a new sample, and I really like how Spincycle crochets up. I've been saying it to the crocheters that come in. Mm-hmm. You should try this for like some centers of granny squares.
Oh, of course.
Granny squares are having their moment right now. So if you don't want to do this, try it in a granny square. I think it would just, like the Tanis Fibre Arts Jethro cardigan.
Yeah. Oh,
you
yes.
could do that. There's the one I did on the IG Live just the other day. It's a little vest. And it's just like the centers are crocheted.
And
I guess, and then the rest is knit or something like that. Anyway, do it. I'm telling you, do it. Okay, what are you working on?
Other finished object.
Oh, yeah. Never mind.
My Lunan tee. This is a pattern by Rebecca Clow, and any of you who are familiar with me here in the shop know that I love her patterns. However, this one was a little bit disappointing to me, and we're going to talk about the reasons why. Does that collar look like huge? You know why it does? Because it is.
Here, hold on.
I'm not happy with it. As far as the way it's knit, I'm happy with it. The stitches are fine, but the collar is too heavy.
I'm laughing because I knew what the problem was, like, immediately. And
Yes.
So,
And I, of course, immediately called Sharon and said, what did I do wrong? What do you think caused this? What's the problem? So please explain for the benefit of those.
So she was like, my collar looks nothing like the pictures on the Ravelry page on Instagram. And I don't even think I was like fully thinking or awake or whatever. And it's like, it's because you use superwash yarn.
Yes.
And yes, so here's why that's important. So for one, the pattern originally was done in non-superwash yarns. All their samples, it was all different types of non-superwash yarns. Were some woolen spun versus worsted spun? Yes, I'm sure if we dug down in there, we could figure that out. The main difference that can have an effect in your knitting between a superwash yarn and a non-superwash yarn is the overall weight of the yarn. And you may be thinking, but it's still 100 grams skein and there's the same amount of yardage in it. Yes, but it still weighs more and reacts differently to gravity than a non-superwash yarn. So a non-superwash yarn has more air, more loft, especially if you're dealing with, I always get this confused, worsted?
The woolen spun.
Woolen spun. Woolen spun yarn, there's even more air into it. Versus a superwash yarn, if you think about it, I always relate it to hair. So if you have a natural hair that hasn't had chemicals, hasn't been treated, fried, hasn't had hair color or anything, it's much more likely to have its natural curl, all the good things. If you take hair, like if you took my hair, this is my natural color, and you put a bunch of bleach in it, it's going to start being brittle. It's going to be straw-like. It's going to lay differently. It's going to do all the things. Well, think of superwash treatment not as bleach, but as stripping your yarn.
And I always tell people it's a lot like conditioner.
It is.
If you really heavily condition your hair.
Correct. Because it's almost like it strips it, and then because of the stripping, they have to add something back into it. So then they add these chemical superwash treatments to it, which then acts almost like, in your clothes, you'll have like laundry softener buildup. Okay. Kind of roughly along those kind of lines. So it's going to build up, it's going to coat those strands so they're nice and smooth and soft, but they're heavier and they don't lay the same, which is why superwash yarns are great for shawls, for lace work, for things that you want to be soft and drapey.
Lots of nice drape like this tee.
Exactly. Like this lace top. This is a superwash yarn. If I'm doing something super structured with intense cables or even intense color work, it may not be the best thing. If I'm doing something where it needs to stand up on its own and have its own structure without being starched, without having an insert in it, without any of those kind of things, I'm not going to choose I'm not going to choose a superwash yarn. And that's the main issue with this.
So now, how to fix it?
Yeah.
Well, there are several options. I could run some elastic through here and kind of draw it in and draw it up. Because the way that the tee was constructed, the collar was added on afterwards. I could simply take the collar off and basically turn it into a Henley, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing.
Probably be really cute.
In the pattern itself, in the Lunan pattern itself, there is a crew neck option, so you do not have to use the polo collar. I will probably knit it again in a non-superwash yarn and redo the polo collar because I really like the look when it's proper. But I think what I will probably do is I will probably just take out the collar part, reuse the yarn, do a little bit of ribbing, and just make it a Henley top. Yeah. I think that's my best option at this point.
I think the only way to, because this is like a double knit fabric.
It's definitely double knit, which also makes it heavier.
Correct.
In itself.
Yeah. So the only way you could perk that up is to put like I'll say a cardboard insert.
Yes.
Like insert.
Yes.
Or plastic or something like that.
Yes.
To keep it shaped.
Does anybody remember the collar stays for the men's shirts?
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Something
it's
like that.
Some form of a collar stay.
So, lesson learned.
Yep.
And remember, you're never too old to learn something.
But that is, so 9 times out of 10, not even 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, I would say at the end of the day, it probably won't matter if you're choosing a non-superwash yarn or a superwash yarn. But those 2 times out of 10, it can make
painful.
It can make a big difference. So I think if you did this in a non-superwash versus superwash, at the end of the day, a non-superwash may not have as much drape.
Correct.
And it may not have as much openness because it will bloom a little bit differently. But at the end of the day, most people you wouldn't necessarily think something's wrong with my sweater or it doesn't look the same as what hers does or anything like that. But for something like that, like if you would get the same problem if you tried to knit that in a plant-based yarn.
Correct.
/ it would be even worse.
Correct.
Because it would have no memory and it would just be a bleh. Bleh.
Okay.
And that is going to be, that is our screen grab for this episode.
Bleh. Oh my goodness! All right, what other whips have you got? Or is all that? I hope that's all your finished objects.
Yes, that is all my finished objects.
Good. Now I don't feel so bad.
So I have a couple whips, and they're all ones you haven't seen in a while because I finished a lot of things, which is good. So this is I have to remember what he calls it.
It's Max's pattern. I know that.
I always want to say 2 halves of trouble, and that's not right at all. It's
however
2 in 1.
It would be appropriate for Max.
Yeah.
Though.
No, it's 2 in 1 bandana, I believe.
Yes.
So I am almost at the widest part. I have just a little bit more to go, and then I'll be decreasing. So this is a real simple, great beginner intarsia project. If you are concerned at all about intarsia, you shouldn't be, for one, and number 2, this one's super easy. I am using Ritual Dyes in Taurus colorway right here, and then this is Les Garcons BFL Sock in Nick's Current Obsession. You just need about 50 grams of each color that you're going to do, or if you don't want to do it in tertia, I've seen actually a few people on Ravelry do it just all in one color, and it also looks good. This is, again, going to be a cute bandana thing you can wear around you could wear it on your head.
I like the way he styles on some of his photos as well, because you can switch which color's dominant, and
Correct.
so you can kind of get hence the 2-in-1.
Yeah, so you could fold it to where it's like really one color is dominant or the other color is dominant, or you can kind of do both. So it's a really cool little pattern. I like it. If you're not into the little neckerchief, Sophie scarf type style things, tie it around your bag. It makes a cute little purse accessory, for sure. I only have 2 other whips, so I don't know how many whips you brought.
I only have one more since I've already
Okay.
shown my Stromboli, so
Okay.
go ahead and do one
I
more.
will do one more. So this is an older whip. If you've been around for a long time, you're going to be like, what?
I remember this
You
one.
remember this one. So, ages ago, I cast on the balloon sweater by Petite Knit. And then, for some reason, it got put away. And then I pulled it out, and I worked on it a little bit. And then it got put away again. And I think subconsciously, because the yarn's been discontinued, that's why I was like, I can't really use it as a store sample, yada, yada, yada.
Yes.
But then when we had the Ritual Dice Trunk Show in, they had this as a sample that they sent along with it, and I saw the finished balloon cardigan like in real life, and I was like, I have to finish it because it's so cute. And mine is in very dark navy blue, so almost black. I have to finish it. So this is mine. I have separated for the sleeves and then rejoined, so I'm just knitting on the body. I haven't gotten very much done, but a little bit. The yarn is, the fingering weight yarn is not discontinued. It's Dachas Sock, Her Majesty's Navy from Red Stag Fibre. The mohair that I was using with it is the Shibui Silk Cloud in Noire. My understanding is that when Madeline Tosh brought it back, Noire was not one of the colors that they kept from the original lineup. I could be mistaken. I'm 100% not sure. So, that being said, Deep Marine from Tin Silk Sandnes Garn is almost the same. And we should be getting a refresh of Tin Silk mohair soon. So yeah, it's the balloon sweater. There's not much to show, but that's a whip that I've started working on, conscientiously working on, because I want to get it finished and done for this upcoming fall season. Autumn. It was slightly cooler today.
Autumn.
Oh, it was so nice.
It was so pleasant walking Thumper this morning. Thumper's my little dog, and I almost felt like I needed a jacket. I was laughing with some of my neighbors about that, because first little bit of, hey, it's below 80 and I'm looking for my winter coat, right?
So last night, after I closed up the shop and everything, I went, Conroe had its first Friday night farmer's market, doodad, music thingy-majiggy, and I was cold. I left because I was cold, because it was so windy.
It was
so
very
windy
breezy last night.
And the wind was chilly. It was. And literally, I'm talking to this gal in her booth, and she's standing there, and she's like, I needed to bring a jacket, and I didn't know I needed to bring a jacket.
Now, all the people watching this up north are laughing, because I think it was, 74, 73, maybe? Yeah. So, hey, what can I say? We're accustomed to much warmer temperatures.
Yes, and I did definitely indulge in some Italian
Which kind of leads Italian ice. I didn't know they had Italian ice. I may have to make it down there for the next one.
Yeah. Apparently he's there every Saturday, and it is delicious.
I haven't had Italian ice in years, and I love it.
A mango peach.
Oh, sold. I'm there.
I had mango peach and then a scoop of pineapple. It was
Sounds,
really good.
sounds wonderful. Well, all this talk about our cold weather leads me into my next whip, which I told Sharon when I cast it on. I'm wondering if I have some underlying wish to move to colder climates, because I had to when I saw Hohi's pattern, Mabel's sweater. Now, I'm not a yellow person, so I didn't do it in yellow, but I cast on Mabel's sweater. This is in the Red Stack Fibre Yorkshire Sport.
I'm just looking at it because it's not blue.
It's not blue. It's dark gray. Okay. And once again, this is a oops in the dye studio. So unfortunately, this particular dark gray is not available, but we do have Cobblestone available, and natural in a lighter gray, and Welsh slate in a little bit darker. But I am loving this. And guys, we live north of Houston. It's going to have to get really cold before I can wear this, because it is so squishy.
It's very, but not dense.
No, it's not dense. And feel that. It's not heavy. It's very, very light. Yeah. And I can't talk enough about how much I love knitting with the Yorkshire base, whether it's the DK or the Sport.
Which one is this? Did you say that already?
This is the Sport weight.
Okay.
I chose the Sport weight. The pattern is written for sport/fingering. It's all about getting gauge, and I was able to get gauge on this, so I don't have any issues about that. It's a raglan construction. It's a little bit of fisherman's rib, a little bit of ribbing, and I thought, what, am I crazy? Why would I want to go into a 1x1 for a full garment? But honestly, it is going so fast.
You just cast it on.
I just cast it on, midweek?
Yeah.
And here we are filming this on a Saturday morning. So, yeah. I love the pattern. I can't wait to see it finished. Yeah. So,
I think it's going to be good.
You'll be seeing it soon.
Yes.
And that
concludes your whips?
Concludes my whips.
Well, I have one more whip to share, and it's one you've seen off and on. It is I don't even know if I talked about it on the last one. This is the Vertices Unite, get it the right way, by Stephen West. This is one of those things where I don't have a goal of finishing this in any certain time frame, because it's just one of those, like, I bring it out when I want to work on it kind of a thing. So I have made some progress. I'm on the third section now, which is just the kind of the plain garter section here. All of the yarn is leftover BFL sock from Les Garcons. We have Vincent's Highland Coup with Cheryl's Cold Gray. This is Ellie's Childhood Home and Emma Stone, I think. And then Meredith's Gray. There's going to be Moira's Black Rose in here. I even have some Lorian Sage Advice I might throw in. So I just have all my leftover bits. I have it weighed out and mapped out. I can do it, but I may also throw in a few of the other colors as I go along. But yeah.
I love it.
Just one of those fun knits that I bring out like Sunday mornings or something like that. So, I do want to talk about, we've had a lot of new things come into the shop for Yarn Trail and since Yarn Trail, because you've blown out of a lot of things for me, which is fabulous. But we have a little tiny top up of Spincycle. I would show you more colors, but you already sold me out. Of Nicoya, which was my favorite,
and you didn't get any?
I didn't get any.
Oh no!
I was good, but that batch, man, I wanted that batch so bad. Okay, so anyway, Valley Girl. This is a good batch of Valley Girl, actually.
Oh, I like that.
It is nice and deep and dark. Really nice. If you're a fan of Every Rose, this is the last batch we're going to have, because it has been discontinued, unfortunately. So this is it. And it's a good one. It's going out on a high note, but Every Rose is going to go bye-bye. It's always sad to see the ones that get retired, because it's like, oh yeah, I see it, and then it's like,
It's gone.
It's gone. You better not ever discontinue Stay Ready.
No. There will be a revolt.
There will be a revolt. Just saying. This is Dead Reckoning. I know we've had several requests for Dead Reckoning the past couple months, so we did get that back in. Yeah. This is a new to us color, which honestly kind of surprised me when it came in. This is Sugar High. There's a lot of gray in it, along with the pink and the yellow. And it's kind of cute. It's different. I like it. Of course, Reykjavik. And we still have enough, barely. We can do one more shift kit if you want to do my gray shift, which is 2 skeins of Reykjavik, 1 skein of Stay Ready. And we have only 1 skein of Stay Ready at the moment. We also have Light Years. So if you wanted to do my Inclinations cowl, you can get the Light Years, but you can't get the Nicoya anymore. Or you could pair it with something else, because Light Years goes well with a lot of things.
Oh, I can think of several off just glancing.
Yeah. Family Jewels. You could actually put it with Holy Toledo. That would look really cute. Actually, it would look good with Salty Dog as kind of a random fun one. And then last but not least, the Pop Click that I did my little bandana in. We also have top-ups in Dapple, I think I talked about that last time, Mojave. Lenny finally came in. If you've been waiting for Duo, that I did my Albina, that has shipped.
Oh, good. I love Duo. It's such a great yarn.
We're getting, I think, 12 or 13 colors in, and plenty, I say plenty, I hope plenty, but y'all might sell me out, of the original colors that I did my Albina in, which is Kit and Dark Beige. So if you are interested, send us an email or a text message or carrier pigeon. We have no way to receive that, so don't do that.
We'd have to train Surrey to fetch the pigeons.
I don't think that would work well. And let us know, so when it comes in, we can send you an invoice and get you all sorted. But we also have some really good blues coming in, and aquas, a magenta, which is a new color for Duo. Yeah, Duo's just great. I love Duo. Also white. There's very few. We have, as of this moment in time, we have white Lenny available. Lenny. I've been getting corrected so many times. Oh no, it's Lanai and all. It's like,
it's Line. Pronounce it the way you want to. Until somebody can come up with the actual true pronunciation, we have no clue.
I think Norwegian it's Lena.
Now, do you want to hear me butcher that with my Texas accent?
Sure, go for it.
Lena. We got some Lena in stock.
Yeah, Lena and Lucca. You're all good to go.
I'm good to go.
Okay, so we have white Lenny available, and black, neutral's not a color, Kit, light beige, pearl gray. We have a lot of the neutrals available. Spicy orange is back if you're interested as well.
That's a good one.
It is a good one. And yeah, we're just going to be over the next few weeks dribbling in new, I wouldn't say new brands necessarily, but top-ups of things that we haven't seen in a long time. So stay tuned for that. DFW's around the corner. It's fall, y'all.
It is.
Fall.
Finally.
So we actually have to get ready for a class. I say we. Cathie has to get ready.
I have to get ready for a class.
So we're going to say goodbye, and thank you, Cathie, for joining me as a special guest.
I've enjoyed it very much, and it's been fun.
Yes, I think so. Hopefully you guys enjoy it.
We don't get any horrible hate mail or nasty comments.
Better not.
I might show up again sometime.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. So chat with you guys later. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.